Hi everyone, I'm your host. And today we're going to talk about Mary Magdalene, who may have been Jesus' most devoted disciple, and how she brought the sacred feminine into the world. We are time traveling back to ancient Judea in 1st century CE to meet her. It's me. Let's get started. We'll use this map a lot on this show, so it's good to become familiar with it. In this episode, we are focusing on Jerusalem and Judea. Jerusalem is where Mary Magdalene most likely spent her childhood. Mary Magdalene was born in the town of Magdala on the western shore of the Sea of Galilee. Magdala was a small fishing village that wasn't much to look at, but which held great significance for those who lived there. It sits on the edge of the sea, about halfway between Nazareth and Jerusalem. You can actually visit the excavated ruins of ancient Magdala today. The name Magdalene is a place name from where she hailed. The word Magdala itself means tower or fortress. Historians believe that her parents were affluent members of society in this small village. They wanted the best for their daughter and arranged for her to be married to a man named Cleopas, also from a wealthy family. This was an ordinary Jewish wedding custom of the time. As you can see, there was no mention of her having romantic feelings for him or having sex with him because she was never married. She had no interest in men. At the tender age of 15, just before her marriage to Cleopas, Mary Magdalene broke all tradition by leaving her village. For a single woman to leave her home and travel alone was unheard of. But she must have been desperate to escape an unwanted marriage. She decided to go to Jerusalem, perhaps because of its proximity to the Dead Sea and its healing properties, or because she had heard of the temple in Jerusalem and wanted to pay it a visit. When she got to Jerusalem, Mary Magdalene found a group of like-minded women who had chosen not to marry. These women created a sisterhood for themselves and shared spiritual teachings, probably rooted in the Hebrew Bible. They followed the way of the Essene sect of Judaism, a group of people who renounced traditional temple worship and patriarchal religious rules while continuing to observe Jewish law. Instead, they practiced meditation and communal living. Most significantly, they believed in the equality of men and women and encouraged women to live full and meaningful lives outside of marriage. This spiritual community would have welcomed Mary Magdalene, giving her a sense of belonging and purpose. It's possible that some of these women were related to her and already her lineage of priestesses. Here is one interpretation of what happened next based on the historical record. Mary Magdalene thrived in this environment. Over time, her desire to follow a deeper path led her to become a spiritual teacher herself. She developed a strong connection with her students, many of whom were women seeking guidance and enlightenment. Mary Magdalene taught them about the importance of self-discovery and encouraged them to explore their spirituality without the limitations imposed by patriarchal norms. As her reputation grew, so did her following, attracting not only women, but also men who were drawn to her wisdom and insight. Among them was Jesus of Nazareth. He became one of her most devoted students, recognizing her profound understanding of spiritual matters and her ability to communicate them in an accessible and transformative way. Mary Magdalene, though a few years older than Jesus, saw something special in him and his teachings. She understood that he was on a mission to spread a message of love, compassion, and enlightenment, and that he needed help to reach as many people as possible, so she became his partner in this mission. Together, Jesus and Mary Magdalene embarked on a journey throughout Judea, teaching and healing the sick. They traveled from town to town, sharing their spiritual insights and performing miracles that astonished onlookers. They attracted followers who became known as disciples, eager to learn from their teachings and emulate their deeds. Mary Magdalene, with her deep understanding of spirituality and her unwavering commitment to spreading the message of love and compassion, quickly became Jesus' most trusted disciple. She stood by him through his triumphs and tribulations, offering unwavering support and guidance. When Jesus faced opposition and persecution from religious leaders who rejected his teachings, Mary Magdalene was among his staunchest defenders. Her belief in him never wavered, and she remained loyal even in the darkest moments. She knew that he was the Messiah, the chosen one, who would bring light into the world. During Jesus' trial and crucifixion, Mary Magdalene's grief was profound. She witnessed the suffering and death of her beloved teacher and felt the weight of the loss not only for herself, but for the countless people whose lives he had touched. However, she refused to succumb to despair. She knew that Jesus' teachings were more than just words. They were a way of life that could bring hope and healing to the world even in the face of darkness. After Jesus' resurrection, Mary Magdalene was among the first to witness the miracle. She rushed to the tomb, filled with both excitement and disbelief, only to find it empty. As she stood there contemplating the impossible, Jesus appeared before her, his resurrected body shining with otherworldly light. Overwhelmed with joy and disbelief, she fell to her knees before him, tears streaming down her face. At that moment, Jesus spoke to her, his voice echoing with love and power. "I am here, Mary." His words pierced through her shock, bringing clarity and confirmation of what her heart already knew. Jesus was alive. He had conquered death, proving that love and compassion could triumph over hate and fear. Mary Magdalene, chosen by Jesus to be the first witness of his resurrection, understood the magnitude of the event. It meant not only the triumph of love over hate, but also the promise of hope for all who believed in him. With trembling hands, she rose to her feet, wiping away her tears, and a new determination etched upon her face. Jesus had entrusted her with a sacred duty, a responsibility that would change the course of history. She was to spread the message of his resurrection, to tell the world that death was not the end, but a gateway to new life, a testament to the boundless power of love and faith. Her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement, Mary Magdalene set out on her mission. She knew that she had a monumental task ahead of her, but she was no longer just a disciple. She was a chosen vessel, a beacon of hope, carrying the light of the resurrection to the world. Mary Magdalene was considered one of the most important disciples, because she was present at every significant event during Jesus' ministry, including his crucifixion and resurrection. According to Christian tradition, Mary Magdalene was the recipient of Jesus' first recorded miracle, the transformation of water into wine at the wedding at Cana. This event, as described in the Gospel of John, was a pivotal moment that marked the beginning of Jesus' public ministry and demonstrated his divine powers. Mary Magdalene's presence at this event signifies her close relationship with Jesus and her role as a witness to his extraordinary abilities. Throughout Jesus' ministry, Mary Magdalene remained a constant companion, providing support and understanding. The Gospel of Mark highlights her unwavering commitment when it states that she, along with several other women, accompanied Jesus and his disciples on their travels, providing for their needs out of their own resources. Mary Magdalene's dedication to Jesus is further emphasized in the Gospel of Luke, where she is listed among the women who followed him and his disciples, including Joanna, who was the wife of Herod's brother, and Susanna, who was the wife of a leading member of the Sanhedrin, the Jewish council. Their presence suggests that Jesus' teachings and ministry attracted followers from various social backgrounds, including wealthy and influential women. During Jesus' trial and crucifixion, Mary Magdalene's devotion did not waver. The Gospels recount how she, along with other women, stood at the cross where Jesus was crucified, and how she witnessed his death. Despite the immense grief and sorrow, she remained steadfast in her belief in Jesus' teachings and in the hope of his resurrection. After Jesus' death, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb where his body was placed, only to find it empty. She encountered the resurrected Jesus, becoming the first person to whom he revealed himself. This transformative experience is recounted in all four Gospels, emphasizing the significance of Mary Magdalene in Christian theology. Mary Magdalene's legacy extends beyond her lifetime. The writings of early Christians, including those of Paul the Apostle, refer to her as a prominent figure in the early church. However, it's important to note that the accounts of Mary Magdalene's life and teachings are not extensive, and much of what is known about her comes from non-canonical sources, such as the Gnostic Gospels. These texts, while not included in the Bible, offer alternative perspectives on Jesus' life and teachings, and provide valuable insights into the beliefs and practices of early Christianity. One of the key aspects of Mary Magdalene's story is her portrayal as a symbol of the divine feminine. Her strength, wisdom, and unwavering faith are celebrated as embodying the sacred, feminine qualities that were highly regarded in early Christian communities. Unfortunately, over time, some interpretations of Christianity marginalize the divine feminine and suppress the roles and contributions of women like Mary Magdalene. However, in recent years, there has been a growing movement to reclaim and celebrate the legacy of Mary Magdalene as a powerful and influential figure in the history of Christianity. Modern feminists have embraced her as a symbol of female empowerment and spiritual leadership. Her story serves as an inspiration for women to embrace their own inner strength, wisdom, and faith, and to challenge societal norms and expectations. So what do you think? What surprised you about Mary Magdalene's story? How do you think her life and teachings might have differed from the historical Jesus? Do you think Jesus founded a religion, or was simply a wandering preacher? Let us know in the comments section below. That's all for now, folks. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Time Travel. Don't forget to join our community on social media. Give us a thumbs up and share this video if you liked it. Subscribe and click the bell icon if you haven't yet.